Welcome back to the WeatherXM updates. This time with Manos, we've got a pretty big one here. Mono, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
This is a better announcement than the ones we've done in the past.
We're
So
not we're not doing a when announcement. Come on, man. Okay, so what do we got to announce?
it's already out, obviously, that we're going to Mainnet on May 30 at the end of this month, and I think that's the big announcement that everybody's waiting for many months now.
Yeah,
So rewards on Mainnet, and the token is listed in many places, so people can do whatever they want with their tokens now. They are not, in this test beta period that we've been since eternity, it feels like.
yeah. And I like how calm you are about it. I would have been freaking out, like, "Holy, we're going to mainnet!" And you're just like, "Hey, we're going to mainnet. One more thing. Just an engineer doing his job, crushing."
Yeah,
Okay.
because we've been working on this for years,
Yeah,
or at least for many months,
yeah,
specifically for this goal. So it's not a surprise for us.
yeah. That's super cool. Okay, so May 30th is the date the token will be tradable. Rewards will be on mainnet. What is this going to be listed on any exchanges?
Yeah, so we're doing DEX and centralized exchanges at the same time. Well, it's going to be on Uniswap, the3 on Arbitrum, because if you remember, the rewards for the community are on Arbitrum. The genesis took place in Ethereum mainnet last year in December. So, wow, it's been already 5 months. So
Okay.
yeah, so Arbitrum DEX is one place that you can find the token, but we have more. We have centralized exchanges, Gate, MEXC, Bitmart, and we are trying also something unusual. We're gonna bridge some tokens to the Solana ecosystem,
Okay.
and so the token is going to be made available in Swissborg, another
On
exchange.
Swissborg as well. Okay. Rad. So you've got this really cool kind of power combo. You're not just doing one thing. Walk me through what all of these different elements are of what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so I think we tried to combine the best technologies that we could find, and participate actually in the best ecosystems. Um, and so we started with the Ethereum ecosystem because that's where we see most of the innovation happening in terms of the on the sophistication of smart contracts,
Yep.
and we believe that's necessary for the evolution of the project. And we decided to add Arbitrum into the mix because they are the DeFi leader, and we believe that weather derivatives and weather insurance stuff should happen somewhere there in
Yep.
those ecosystems. At the same time, we have a huge data production that requires a decentralized and powerful management and computation. So that's why we're part of the Protocol Labs and Filecoin ecosystem, and we archive all our data in Filecoin, and we use Bacalao for compute on data, and there's a lot of amazing teams there and cool people that have helped us in many ways, and that's why they're also part of they're our investors. And we also have Helium in the mix because we have the LoRaWAN Helium weather station. So we're very good partners with Helium and part of the Helium ecosystem as well. And I think the Solana addition to the puzzle is a very good one. There's a lot of dipping innovation happening there right now, and and we have some specific plans to do some things specifically there in the future. So yeah, I'm really happy that we've combined all this under one umbrella, one project. That is also a project that has real world impact.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. All right. So Ethereum, Arbitrum, Filecoin, Helium, and Solana. Like it's a pretty good combo. Like I can see it took some time to put it together. Let's see. So what can people do with the token now that it's live? We got a couple obvious ones.
Yeah, so governance is just getting started. I mean, we have announced the DAO for some time now, but essentially it's a slow process. We're not fooling ourselves. We as we've said many times in the past, this is slowly decentralizing because we don't know how to do this faster. So we have the legal wrapper. We have a separate entity that is acting on behalf of the DAO. It's the DAO that is issuing the token, by the way. And so the token can be used for governance there
Cool.
through mechanisms that are described in the website, WeatherXM.network. And also the token can be used to buy weather services, weather data in many ways. There's an auction mechanism that you can buy a license similar to the spectrum licenses that the governments sell to use all the data of the network. But obviously that's for very specific types of companies, and our company is one of them. We buy that license using the token, buying tokens from the market and paying for the license. But that token can also buy services in other places, and it will do so in the future in our mobile app and in many other services that we are preparing basically now.
Super cool. So just straight utility and governance. Love it. Let's see. So we got a lot of beta station owners who've been, let's say, patient and impatient. How are they going to get rewarded for this thing? I know there's a ton of details, but.
So when we designed the tokenomics, it was like more than 2 years ago. So we kind of expected that we might run into this problem of not doing justice to the initial community, basically to the beta, to the people who participated in the beta phase. So because we decided that 3 million tokens, 3% of the total supply of the tokens is going to be distributed to those people through a process that involves quality of data, which is unusual. So we're not doing the typical airdrop that you see everywhere. It's just reward boosts, additional rewards. But maybe the number there, the 3 million, is because of the delays that we have, is creating this condition where new people who join the project at this point might get more rewards. There's a contradiction between the old users and the new users, and we found a way to solve this by just basically increasing the pool slightly of the rewards. So we're doing two calculations essentially. We are using 2 points in time, and so we take the best of both worlds in terms of how generous we are to the community. So we're giving more rewards basically to everybody.
Nice.
Without diluting the tokenomics, we're using the bootstrap portion of the tokens to do that. But more details are available in the blog and in Discord.
I think the takeaway there is that the WeatherXM team has looked at this and say, hey, how do we be the most fair? We're going to do these two different calculations. Whichever gives you, the beta user, the better of those two, that's what you're getting. And that seems about as fair as anyone could ask. Okay. I got to ask you, because a lot of people on Discord and in the community are going to want to know. We're finished with this fundraise. What was all the fuss about? What was so secret about the whole thing?
So fundraising for a startup is a very painful process, and it's very sensitive in many ways. And it was quite a journey. We started a couple of months ago. Well, it actually started at the point that we felt we were ready to do the token launch. Which was last year. And that has been the main reason of delays, basically, because it's important for us to create this safety of using external capital, VC capital, to do a number of things. And so we wanted to first close the funding round and then do the token launch, and that's why we were delaying everything. And obviously, when you're negotiating with investors, and we are aiming very high at the best quality and the most sophisticated crypto investors that we could reach. So it's not easy to get them on board. It takes time, but we're super, super happy with the result that we have today. Lightspeed Faction is leading this round. We have a lot of the previous investors following, and new investors that can provide tremendous help to the project. So that's done finally. So we moved immediately to the next step and to the next phase of the growth of the company and the project.
Got it. Yeah. And I know that stuff is so complex, and I know that there are so many internal conversations that were going on about like, oh, what do you release? What do you not release? And the takeaway was like, hey, we're going to keep the whole thing internal until we have a really clean package to present to the community. I think you guys did a really good job of that. I'll say congratulations here. So it's public. And also, I know it was been super difficult to not release as much information as possible. I think you guys made the right decision. And yeah, I'm psyched to see this thing go live today. Okay, so now that the fundraise is closed and we're moving on to this thing, what does this allow WeatherXM to do?
So when we designed the whole strategy, like long-term strategy, we cleared out, we identified 3 separate phases. So phase number 1 is build the supply side, build enough infrastructure and enough technology so we can support the supply side. That means finalize the hardware that we're building and finalize the combination of technologies that we will use as the substrate, as the foundation, and then and make things stable enough so we can scale. And this is what we have been doing all this time. So now we're entering the second phase, which is the demand side phase. So now we have something that we can work with. 5,000 stations is not as much as we would like to have, but it's enough to produce better forecasts. We know this already. We have those services in internal operation already. So yeah, so with this capital, basically what we can do is we can expand the team and split in 2 directions, support the requirements and basically the goals of the network in a better way by creating a sub team that is going to focus on that, with a long-term goal to completely decentralize and be autonomous from a revenue perspective, but also from from a team perspective as well. And so that's one thing. The other thing is enable the company, the other entity, basically, to focus more on the business side of things, on the demand side of things. We have designed mechanisms that we can utilize to signal demand to bridge the gap between companies that want to buy weather data in new areas, but this data doesn't exist yet. So we have to let the community know that somebody's willing to pay more for those areas.
Sure.
And that will be essentially additional crypto rewards that will be steered to the weather station owners.
Yeah. Super cool. It's super cool. And then I'm also I can't call myself a hardware nerd when you're in the same room because I'm not, but I think that also opens it up so you guys can do some really cool R&D on stations that have basically never seen the light of day. So I'm pumped about that.
Yeah. So we have a lot, that we are not that we have a lot of hardware R&D taking place that is not ready for the sunlight, but but it is under the sun. It's collecting data. So yeah, I'm very optimistic that within this year we will be able to launch some very innovative new types of weather stations that use new types of communications. And at the same time, new types of sensing approaches that increase the accuracy and can sense stuff that we couldn't sense before with the traditional stations.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's to grow the network as we want to grow it, which is our next goal. Basically, at this point, is to scale the network 10 times. It will have to happen with more traditional weather stations like the ones we have today, with mechanical parts, because those are the most cost efficient ones. And these are easier to manufacture. They're more reliable, let's say, from the R&D stuff that we're doing. So we expect growth to follow now.
Super, super cool. All these rad things coming down the pipe. So what can folks expect over the next, 2 months, maybe this summer? What should we kind of expect? What should be not a surprise?
So there's going to be turbulence again. I mean, there's a lot of new stuff that we're testing that we don't know how they're going to evolve. So there's going to be a lot of changes and improvements, hopefully, to a number of different things. The team expands, so new people will join as well. So with new ideas and and that's how things evolve and improve. But we're improving our communications and marketing effort as well. So the team and I we're going to be at Consensus at the end of the month in CoinDesk Consensus event. We're actually presenting there, and not only there, in a few side events as well. So there's a lot of dipping going on. I hope you're going to be there too.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you again. It'll be fun. We should do another Man in the Street interview.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And then we just kicked off the developer ecosystem effort to create basically a developer ecosystem effort with HackFS. So it's a hackathon that is running for a period of time, for a month or so. And we are giving prizes there to people that utilize our APIs, the software. We've open sourced a ton of things over the last couple of months. So we hope that we will engage with the developers out there that are interested in both weather and crypto, and we can create some cool stuff. A lot of the ideas there are basically features or products that we're planning to build anyway, that we're working in them about them already. So I'm super excited about that too.
Rad. Super good to see what's happening right now and what's coming down the pipe. Mano, thanks so much for coming on and making the time. I know you got back-to-back meetings all day, so really appreciate you coming on and really excited about this announcement finally getting out there.
Thank you, man. And looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, LFG. All right. Let's.